Yo, what's up guys? Before I get into today's video, because this video is just going to be potential trades about last video. Last video was a huge video. Definitely go check out that video if you missed it. There's a lot of rumors about the Bulls trading up for like a top 3 draft pick. More or likely the 1 or number 2 pick. The Bulls are very interested in those picks. I'm not sure who Arcidiacono is very interested in, or who he wants to draft. But in this video, I do have some rumors and some news who I think his number 1 option is, and why the Bulls are going to trade up, and some potential trades in today's video. But like I said, if you guys are watching today's video, you guys need to check out my last video to understand everything. But either way, thank you guys again for 10K. I appreciate it a lot. Like I said, I'm doing a jersey giveaway, and I did that. I threw it all in a raffle or whatever. And the winner of the jersey raffle is Randall. You're in my Bulls Flick chat. I message you. Make sure you get back to me. If he doesn't respond in like 48 hours or such, I'll pull another name. But yeah, either way, thank you guys for joining my Bulls group chat and all that. Yes, I'm going to do a 10K face reveal. I'm just waiting for my setup and camera to come in. But of course, it's taken a little bit because of everything going around. But yeah, either way, I hope you guys have been enjoying these videos. Like I said, Randall, make sure to message me back on that app for your jersey. And let's just jump right into today's video. This draft has been postponed a month. It's pretty much a month from today. I believe the draft is November 18th. I'm going to have videos out all that day covering that. But either way, there has been recently a lot of rumors and just news about the Bulls possibly wanting to trade up for a top 3 pick. Specifically like the number 1 or number 2 pick. Because the Minnesota Timberwolves and Golden State really want to trade that pick. They're both kind of in win-now situations. They don't need a young guy added to their roster. And I saw they both want a star player in return. Like I said, they're trying to win a championship. So I understand. And then there's been a lot of rumors about the Charlotte Hornets and Chicago Bulls being interested and wanting to move up in the draft. As you guys know, the Bulls completely overhauled the organization, so who knows what our front office wants or who they want or who's Arcidiacono is truly high on. In a little bit, I'm going to go over 3 trades to move up into the top 2 of the 2020 NBA draft. But just my thoughts and opinion on this situation and just this rumor and everything, I believe Arcidiacono is really high and interested in LaMelo Ball. I could be completely wrong. But a few weeks ago, the Bulls picked up a huge overseas scout. She was a very good international scout, and she just scouted the game overseas and knew a lot of the overseas players and especially overseas NBA players that are not NBA players, my bad, overseas players that are going into the 2020 NBA draft. So that kind of highlights around LaMelo Ball, and I believe Arcidiacono likes him. Arcidiacono always had a nice fast pace, good ball moving offense, and I feel like LaMelo would fit in great with us, especially given the fact that he's a 6'8" point guard. That's incredible size and just length for a point guard in this league, and his skills are very talented. He just has a lot of skills. He's very talented. He has a lot of potential. I do see a little bust in him, kind of like his brother Lonzo. I feel like he has failed up to live up to expectations, but he's still a solid NBA player, I'd say. But if the Bulls move up to 1 or 2 and they draft one of these guys, they better be certain that they're 100% high on this man and this guy's the real deal. Because a lot of people have been saying this NBA draft is weak and such, and there's no clear number 1 player, which I do agree. But like I said, just from my personal opinion and kind of connecting the dots, I see Arcidiacono being really high and interested in LaMelo Ball. Definitely leave any comments or questions below about that. But either way, this article came out the other day about 3 trades to move up into the top 2 of the 2020 NBA draft of the Chicago Bulls. I'm just going to look at those potential trades and just give my opinion on them. And the first potential trade is the Chicago Bulls getting Andrew Wiggins and the 2nd overall pick. I think that's a pretty good trade. We'd have to give Golden State Otto Porter Jr., Daniel Gafford, our 4th pick, and a 2nd round pick. I'm going to be honest, I feel like this is a pretty solid trade. I mean, we have to take Andrew Wiggins' terrible contract, and he just hasn't lived up to the expectations he had as I think a number 2 pick. And then we get the 2nd overall pick. We could either get LaMelo, James Wiseman, or Anthony Edwards with that pick. And then Golden State would get a good 3-and-D type player in Otto Porter Jr. He's on a 1-year deal. They get a great young center in Daniel Gafford. He has a lot of potential, and they still have the 4th pick to add like Denny or a player to their roster. I've seen they're very, very interested in Denny, so I feel like them getting the 4th pick and like some assets and drafting Denny is way better than drafting him at 2, because I believe that's a little high for Denny. And they also get a 2nd round draft pick as well. I don't think this is a terrible trade. You know, if anything, I feel like Golden State might say no. You know, they might not want to give us Andrew Wiggins or want maybe one of our young players in return. I wouldn't say this is a terrible trade. I feel like the Bulls, you know, I mean, I'm kind of interested in Andrew Wiggins. I'd take a chance on him. And then us moving up and getting the 2nd overall draft pick, we'd add 2 young players to our roster that's already super young and athletic. I'd do this trade in a heartbeat, I'm going to be honest. We'd also get rid of Otto's deal. I mean, it would suck that like some of the salaries cap for like next offseason, which is a huge one, would like, of course we wouldn't have it anymore because of Andrew Wiggins. But I'm going to be honest, I don't expect the Bulls to sign any big name free agents. Maybe one if we get lucky, but I don't know. Definitely leave any comments or questions about this potential trade below. And this second trade is kind of a wild one. You know, the Bulls would trade with Golden State, and the Bulls would get Jordan Powell, Kevin Looney, and the 2nd overall draft pick, and Golden State would get Lauri Markkanen. You know, I feel like Lauri Markkanen would fit amazing with Golden State, especially like their 3-point shooting offense. They get a very good defensive point guard in Kris Dunn. I saw they are interested in Kris Dunn this offseason, so that made sense if the Bulls like sign him and then trade him or like do a sign and trade deal. And then, of course, they get the 4th pick as well. Like I said, I don't think this is a terrible trade. You know, I kind of like the first one more because the Bulls get 2 young players in return. You know, Jordan Poole is okay. I don't really see him being nothing crazy, just maybe a backup point guard. And then Kevin Looney, you know, he's a backup power forward center. I don't really see much in him either. It's just, I don't know. I hate giving up two young guys and only getting the 2nd round pick in return, and us giving the 4th pick as well. I don't know. I like that first trade more than this trade for sure. Definitely leave any comments or questions about that trade as well. And then the final trade would be a trade with the Minnesota Timberwolves. And the Bulls would get Josh. I'm not even going to try and pronounce his name. I'm sorry about that. The number 1 pick, Naz Reid, and James Johnson. And the Minnesota Timberwolves would get Zach LaVine, Chandler Hutchison, the 4th pick, and the 2nd pick. You know, this trade is pretty crazy. There's a lot going on here. I'm going to be honest, just looking at it, I'm not a big fan of this. I don't want us to trade Zach and even Chandler Hutchison. He's been looking really good in like mini camp and training camp. And I'm not really too high on any of like the players the Bulls get in return. You know, James Johnson would be a good veteran. I know that Josh guy is a really good defender. But just us giving 2 young guys, I mean technically like 4 young guys with and the 2nd round pick and the 1st pick like with Zach LaVine and Chandler Hutchison, and us really getting like 2 young okay guys. And then James Johnson, you know, I'm just not a big fan of this deal. I don't really want to trade Zach LaVine. Who knows what Arcidiacono wants to do? But either way, like I said, I don't believe we should trade our best shooting guard or I'd say our best player on our roster for the number 1 pick when there's not like a certain number 1 pick in this draft. Like none of them are that crazy. I don't know. Definitely leave any comments or questions below about all these rumors going around and these potential trades about the Bulls moving up. Thank you guys again for 10K. And Randall, make sure to message me for your jersey giveaway or whatever jersey you want or in size and such. I hope you guys enjoyed today's quick video. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good one.